Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Class 6. Today we are going to start a chapter number 5, that is integers. Integers are an infinite series of numbers, both positive and negative. In integers, you have the infinite series, means unlimited numbers, including both numbers that are positive and the negative. You can say that you can see that you have some natural numbers from the group of whole numbers, and integers are the numbers. They include all the positive and negative numbers. Natural numbers start from 1, 1, 2, 3. Whole numbers start from 0, 1, 2 up to so on, but the integers start from 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3 and up to so on. Integers include both positive and negative number, and they are also from rational numbers, but we will discuss them later. Okay, so integers are the numbers. The integers are the infinite series of numbers, including both positive and the negative numbers. So on the number line, they are like, on number line there is 0 in the center. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sign of arrow shows that it is going upwards up to so on. And here is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, so up to so on. This is 0, 0 to up to so on, and these numbers are the positive and these are the negative number series. So integers include both on the number line. Any greater number that is having the power minus, it is minus 1000, but it is less than 0. It has no worth in front of 0. Any greater number that is have the sign of minus, that is less than 0. If the number is minus 100, so that will be greater than minus 10,000. As the number is greater but with the sign of minus, the number is as less with the sign of minus. Clear? Any number, not no difference if whether it is greater, but if it has the sign of minus, it will be smaller than the other number. So now come for the exercise. In exercise 5a, you have to arrange the following integers in increasing order. In increasing order means in ascending order. So which is the smallest integer from this? As I told you that the number which is greater, that will be much smaller than the, due to having the sign of minus. So to arrange these numbers in ascending order, increasing order, we will start from the smallest number. So minus 5 will be the smallest number because the number is greater, but due to having the sign of minus, it will become more smaller. Then the number minus 2. Now positive integers will come with their own order. So part 1 is arranged in ascending order, increasing order in this way, and the other parts you can do your own. Is this clear to you that the number, whether it is greater, but due to having the sign of minus, it is smaller than all these numbers? And in the same way, you have to write the next 3 integers in each of the following sequences. Minus 9, minus 6, minus 3. You can see from a number line minus 3, there is a gap of 3 digits, so you can write it -3 -9 plus 3, it is -6, -9 -6 plus 3, it is -3, then -3 plus 3, the next number is 0, again 0 plus 3, the next number is 3, again plus 3 plus 3, the next number is 6. So you have to write the next 3 numbers. This is 7, the next number is 4, so 4, 7 minus 4, 3, it is 4, so 4 minus 3, it is 1. So if we subtract 1 minus 3, so it will become -2. The next number will be -2. So if we subtract again -3 from this number, it will become -5. And if we subtract again -3 from this number, it will become -8. Clear? Did you got the sequence? Now give two possible integers for the placeholder in each of the following cases. You have to give the two possible. Less than 0 is greater, so you can write here any two integers, they are less than 0. Any two integers, they are less than integers, obviously they will have the sign of minus. So -2 is greater, so you have to write any two numbers they are greater than -2. You can write here -3, -4, -5 or -6, because as they are the numbers should be greater, so you can write here -1 and 0, because -2 is smaller than any number. So if it is -3, so -3 would be greater and you want to write a smaller number from this number, so you can write -4, because as the number is greater, that will be the smaller than this number. Which is greater? In question number 4, which number is greater? Is it -111 or -1011? Yes, the number is, this number is greater, but having with the sign of subtraction, sign of negative, so it is smaller than this number. And now you have to arrange the numbers in integers in decreasing order. On the first question we learned how to write them in increasing order, and now to decrease order. So the number which is greater, that is -2, is greater than 0, then -3, -5 is greater, but having with the sign of negative, it has become the smallest number of the series. In question number 6, two buses left Hyderabad on the same day. This is the same day. One traveled 170 kilometers towards, one is going towards 70 kilometers, and the other traveled 66 kilometers opposite direction. In the opposite 170 kilometers, it is going up the upward towards, and the other is going 66 kilometers in the opposite direction. The opposite direction obviously will make it negative, so we have to find the distance between the two buses at the end of the day. So what would be the distance of buses at the end of the day? Distance of buses at the end of the day. One traveled 170 kilometers, so as you know that you have to find the distance, we will subtract the distance from two buses 170 kilometers minus the distance of other bus that traveled in the opposite direction. Minus it is plus 66, so the number will become 6, 3 and 1. So they cover the distance. There is a distance of 236 kilometers between those two buses. Now come how to add up the number integers, add, subtract and multiply the integers. So you have to keep one thing in your mind, that in case of addition and subtraction, if you are going to add two numbers, both numbers are positive, so they will be positive, they will be added. If you want to add two numbers plus and having the sign positive, they will be added. If you have two numbers and they both have the sign of negative, they also will be added in case of addition and subtraction. Clear? And if you have two numbers, they have the different sign. If one is having the sign of positive, second is having the sign of negative, so the number will be subtracted. If the first number have the sign of negative, second number have the sign of positive, the numbers will also be subtracted. And you can say that plus plus plus, minus minus plus, plus minus minus, and minus plus minus. If any number, that is the number is plus 3 and plus 4, these are the two numbers, plus 3 and plus 4. So plus plus, it is plus, so we will add these numbers. 4 plus 3, it is 7, they will have the sign of positive. And if we have any two numbers, they are like minus 3 and minus 6, minus minus plus, so we will also add these two numbers, 6 and 3, 9. But which sign will be written with them? We will write the sign of greater value with this minus. We added the numbers, minus minus plus, we have added up the numbers, but we will write the sign of the greater value with the number. We will neglect this sign, this is just to memorize. So if two numbers are, one number is plus 8, the second number is minus 9, so what we will do, plus minus minus, we will subtract these two numbers. But don't bother that which number is greater, we have to subtract these two numbers. We will have to subtract 8 minus 9, so the difference of these two numbers is 1, plus minus minus, but we will write the sign of the greater value, which is the greater number between these two numbers, 9. So the sign of 9 is minus, we will write the sign of 9 over here, that is minus. Any number, for example 4 plus 3, you can write here 6, because I want to show another thing. So minus plus minus, so what we will do, minus plus minus, so minus, so we will subtract these two numbers, 6 minus 4 and 6. So if we subtract 6 minus 4, that will be, answer will be 2. But which sign will come with this 2? The sign of the greater value. Which is the sign of the greater value? Plus, so we will write the sign of plus over here. The operation that we will perform of the subtraction over here, but we will apply the sign of minus greater value over here. So recall once again, plus plus, it is plus. If the two values have sign of positive, so they will be added up. If the two values have the sign of negative, they will be also added, but the sign of greater value will be written with them. So minus minus, it is plus with the sign of greater value, plus minus minus, answer will be subtracted, and minus plus minus, answer will be subtracted, values will be subtracted, but they will have the sign of greater value with them. Now come for the exercise 5b. Question number 1 is true and false statement. After doing all the questions, learning all the questions, you are able to solve these questions yourself. But I'll recall you one thing, that any number that is multiplied or divided by 0, that will become 0. Any number that is multiplied or divided by 0, that will become 0. So this is true statement. So others will be done sequentially. In question number 2, in exercise 5b, what will we do? It is minus 29. So we will write it as minus 29 plus minus minus the 11 and then plus 40. First we will subtract these two values, that is these two values are negative. As I told you, minus minus will become positive, but the sign will become the greater value. So these two values will be added. 29 plus 11, 9 plus 1, 10, 2 plus 1, 3, and the carry 1, 40. But which is the sign of the greater value? That is 29, and the plus 40 will come to the next step. So you can see minus 40 plus 40, minus plus minus, and 40. If we sub minus plus minus, 40 minus 40, the answer will become 0. Answer will become 0. On the same steps you can do the other 3 parts of the questions. Now come for question number 4. I'll just guide you, just give you hint, and you have to solve these questions on your notebooks. You can see the sum of two integers is minus 129. The sum of two integers, first suppose that you have two integers in question number 3. Suppose you have two integers, that is a plus b. The sum of and the sum of two integers is minus 129. One of them is 150. Find the other. Suppose one integer is 150 and find the other. One integer is 150 and find the other integer. This integer is 150 and you have to find the other integer. So b is this, minus 129. 150 is being added over here, and when we will take it to the other side of equal, it will become negative. So it will become minus 150. So the other integer is minus 150 minus plus, but the sign of greater value will become, and we will add these two values. 9, 5 plus 2, it is 7, 1 plus 1, it is 2. Minus plus, but we will write the sign of greater value over here, and the sum of two integer is minus 279. On the same steps you have to do the other questions like this. The sum of two integers is 52. The sum of two integers is 52. For example, the sum two integers are, these are the two integers, any two integers, their sum is 52. One of them is minus 8, one of them is minus 8, and you have to find the other integer. You can give the integer the name as b, as I give in this question, as I have done in this question. So minus 8 is here. So when we take it to the other side of equal, it will become positive, it will become plus. So 52 plus 8, the answer will be 60. No, it is not 8, it is 18. So you have to write it 18 over here. The product of two integers is minus 160. Now see, if the product of two integers is equal to minus 160, one of them is 8 and second one is unknown, you can give it the name a. Find the other. If 8 is being multiplied over here on the other side of equal, it will be divided, so it will be like this. So 8 2s are 16. The other integer will become minus 20. On the same way, from the sum of minus 5 and 28, subtract minus 20. Question number 6. From the sum of minus 5 and 28, from the sum of minus 5 sum of minus 5 and 28, subtract minus 20, subtract minus 20. In this way you will write the statement, the thing that you will do: minus 5 plus 28 minus minus plus, it is 20. Now you will do the you can do that in the form of Damas rule, but you will write the sign of greater value with them, plus plus plus. So 28 plus 20, they will become 48, but with the sign of greater value with them, like this: plus 28 plus 20 plus plus, both values will be added, but the sign will become positive. 8, 2 plus 2, it is 4, so it is plus 48, and this 5 is here again. Plus 48 minus 5, plus minus minus, the sign will be of the greater value. So 48 minus 5, it is 43. The answer will be 43, or you can say that plus 43. On the same way you can do subtract the sum of minus 11 and minus 18. You have to find the sum of these two values from minus 23. How you can write it? Subtract the sum of minus 11, sum of minus 11 and minus 18 from this. We have to subtract it from minus 23. How? Subtract the sum of this and this. Subtract sum of this and this will be subtracted from minus 23. The statement is written like this, and you have to keep the sign in your mind, and then you have to solve. Multiply minus 17 by minus 1. If you multiply two numbers, again I'll tell you another thing. If we multiply the signs, if we multiply the sign of minus minus minus, so the sign will become positive. If we, in case of multiplication and division, multiplication and division, in case of multiplication and division, minus minus becomes positive, minus plus becomes negative, plus minus becomes negative, minus minus becomes positive. We will write the sign of positive. If we multiply minus a with minus b, so a multiply by b will become ab, so minus minus plus. If we multiply minus 3 by minus 2, 3 2s are 6, minus minus plus. If we multiply minus 4 by plus 8, if we multiply these two numbers, one is minus, one is positive, minus plus minus, so the sign will become minus. In case of multiplication and addition, multiplication and division, the sign will be changed according to the rule. Minus plus minus, 8 4s are 32 with the sign of minus. Now see, multiply minus 17 by minus 1. Minus 17 will be multiplied by minus 1, so that will become plus 17. 17 1s are 17, minus minus plus. Is the product the negative of minus 17? Yes. The answer will become plus 17, so it is the negative of 17. So now we have to find the product of these numbers. First question I'll do for you, and the other you have to do your own statement. Question number 1, part 1. Minus 17, 10 1s are 10, but plus minus minus, the value having no sign, it means that is positive. You can say 10 1s are 10, and this minus 17, so 17 10s are 170. You can skip this step. 17 10s are 170, minus minus plus, minus minus plus. If two values are two signs are being multiplied, so they will become the same. 17 ones are 17 tens are 170. So minus minus plus. By following the same steps you are able to do the other questions. Question number 9.